Isaiah Thomas Pistons Bad Boys or CP3.
I knew what you said. I knew which Isaiah you was going with.
Or
You ain't
CP3. Who you got?
Candace
Isaiah?
Parker?
You said Candace Parker.
No, you said CP3.
No, Chris Paul.
No. I don't call him. I don't call him CP3. His name is Chris Paul for me. Candace Parker is CP3. Yeah.
CP. Isaiah Thomas Pistons or CP Chris Paul 3. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of From the Sideline podcast, man. And you guys know I'm Troy, and I'm here with my co-host Pete. And man, we just want to take a second out to thank you guys, for watching over on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to leave us those comments on things that you guys want to hear us talk about. We do drop a new segment today. Who you got? When you guys see it, definitely give us some names and stuff like that, so we can see who the people that's on that episode got, man. But without further ado, man, we're gonna sit over here and we're gonna kick it over to Pete, man. Pete, what you got for us, Pete?
What's up, brother? How's everything, man?
Good.
Yeah. Today, first off, I want to start. I'm actually, as Troy knows already, I'm not going to be here for the whole episode today. I got a prior engagement that I'm involved in, but I am here for the opening message, and I'm gonna go over my picks real fast for everybody. But for the opening message today, there's a reason why I'm in gray and blue, and it don't say Detroit Lions on here, but it's still gray and blue because I want to give the Detroit Lions a little respect. No, they didn't win the Super Bowl. Yeah, they only won one game, but you know what? We've been hard on them all season long. As a matter of fact, in our last episode, when we were making our picks, Troy said he's done. He's not picking Detroit no more. And I said, well, listen, even if you want to go back on your word and pick them one more time, this ain't the week to pick them because they're not beating Minnesota. Well, me and Troy aren't getting pats on the back for that one because we were wrong, okay? Detroit won the game, and I'm glad that the way they won it, it was a close game because they've always been all season long on the wrong side of these close games. It was nice to see a close game go in their favor, and it was nice to see them pull it out on the very last play of the game. And it's just sad because you know what? Detroit's been in so many close games where right now, you could be a 500 team and still be a long shot maybe, but still have a good chance to possibly get in the playoffs. For example, in week 3, Detroit lost 17-19 to the Ravens. In week 5, they lost 17-19 to the Vikings. In week 10, they tied the Steelers 16-16. In week 11, they lost 10-13 to the Browns. In week 12, they lost 14-16 to the Bears. And in week 13 this week, they got a win against the Vikings. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 possible wins Detroit could have right now. The ball has to bounce in their favor. Plenty of teams every season have a list of close games, but it's usually more 50-50. Maybe you lost a couple close games, but you won a couple close games. And for whatever reason, every single close game Detroit has been involved in, they've been on the short end of the stick. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Jared Goff. I'm happy for the head coach getting his first win. Jared Goff catches a lot of slack and flack and everything just based on the fact that the Rams are playing really well over there and he's not there anymore. And they feel like he was the reason why the Rams couldn't get over the hump. Then you go and throw him on Detroit, which is a bad team. And it's like, oh my gosh, look how bad Jared Goff is. His team can't get no wins. Well, it's not just Jared Goff. It's a team effort. And this week, the team was able to put it together and get some wins. Super proud of them, super happy for them. And it's nice to know that they got that monkey off their back where now they can just play football and stop worrying about when our first win's going to come. You're not making the playoffs, but why don't you show the coach? Why don't you show the staff that, you know what? We want to be here. We want to keep most of this team together when next season rolls around and build off of this. Maybe you guys can bang out a couple more wins to make this record look really respectable. I mean, keep in mind, the worse your record is, the better draft pick you get. But as players on the field, you want to win games. You can't be thinking about stuff like that. So good for Detroit, and I'm happy they got their first win. As far as picks this week, yeah, we did pretty good this week. We got a few wrong, but you know, it happens. Let's start off with Dallas and New Orleans. Dallas got the win. Not surprising. Pollard ran real well. Tampa versus Atlanta. Tampa, I had them beating Atlanta, no problem. Just too many weapons over there, and Atlanta's not real good. Arizona over Chicago. Kyler Murray's first game back. Wasn't really worried about too much rust. He lit it up over there and beat Chicago. We know Chicago's not a really good team. The Chargers versus the Bengals. Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow. A game that we talked about, we were excited to see, and Joe Burrow came out flat. Justin Herbert, my man, my favorite player to watch right now. Happy for them that they got that win. The Vikings we were wrong about. The Lions ended up getting that win, which I just touched on. Our Giants lost this week, Troy, unfortunately, to Miami. Even though I did have Miami beating them, I didn't think Mike Glennon, the backup quarterback, could get it done. And on top of that, I'm hearing that Daniel Jones is out again next week. So, yeah, that could be another loss as well. After losing to the Giants with the Eagles, they came back and they beat the Jets, who just aren't that good. The Colts in that defense did not allow a point against the Texans. I actually had the Colts this week as my team defense in fantasy football. So I scored a ton of points there. Washington versus Vegas. I knew that was going to be a good game. Every time we counted Vegas out, Vegas still hung in there and let us know that, you know what, we're not ready to put it away just yet. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get this win, even though they played tough and lost to a last field goal at the end. Washington is for real, and they're trying to put the pressure on Dallas to let Dallas know we're not going to let you run away with this division as easy as you think you might be. Then go down to the Jags and Rams. We all had the Rams winning that game, which they did. Odell Beckham got another touchdown. He looked really good, and they seem to be getting in the swing of things, and he's really seeming like he's getting comfortable with the offense. The Ravens and the Steelers, what a great game. The game could have went to overtime. The Ravens decided to go for 2 instead of go for 1, which I wasn't really upset with that decision. I kind of like that. And they ran a nice play. Just fortunately, Lamar Jackson wasn't able to deliver the ball as accurate as he wanted to get the ball to Mark Andrews to get the game-winning 2-point conversion. So good for the Steelers and good for Ben Roethlisberger. Let's see if that team can get in the playoffs before he possibly retires at the end of the season. Then you go down to 49ers in Seattle. 49ers have been playing great football, and Seattle's been playing horrible football. But as long as you got Russell Wilson on your team, he doesn't care what his record is. He doesn't care how bad the team is playing. Russell Wilson is always going to go out there and give you his all. And he was able to pull up a win against the 49ers, which was really good to see. And then as far as the Broncos and the Chiefs were on Sunday night, I mean, listen, we had the Chiefs winning this game. Patrick Mahomes didn't play amazingly great, but they got the win. The Broncos aren't great. They're a real up and down team. Their defense keeps them in games, but their offense just really isn't that good. And I look forward to seeing this Pats-Bills game tonight because I think that could really be a defensive game, a real low-scoring game, and we'll see what happens. I kind of like the Pats to win this game. They're on a roll, and I really just don't believe in Buffalo as of late. I think Buffalo's going to make the playoffs. I think everybody in Buffalo was riding that hype of possibly being a Super Bowl team, and we're actually starting to see what Buffalo really is. And that's pretty much my picks for the week, man.
All right, man. That was great, bro. Thank you for being able to get the opening message done and giving us your picks before you have to go, man. Pete be here next episode. Next episode, like I told you, you guys, we were supposed to have a guest. Didn't go as it planned, but that guest will be on next week. So if you guys are looking for the actor, do stay tuned. Hopefully we get him in here this time. And catch you when we get the guest in here. Peace.
Yo, have a good show, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Right.
What's up, guys? We're back here with the guest. You see a familiar face. You see the boy Uncle Frank down there tighten up.
And the belly tighten up always, all day, every day.
That's right. But now we got a new guest in the building. I'm gonna have him introduce himself because you know that's how we do it.
What's good, y'all? This your boy Dray Day, Sports Favorite Dray Day podcast, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's Golden Boy. I'm in the building. Salute to y'all for having me on. I love the pop poster. I love your posters in the background. Y'all peep my posters in the background.
Right.
There's nothing but
Sir,
love
yes, sir.
Sports fanatics, and now we about to cook up.
That's right, man. And man,
Yeah.
thank you for stopping by with us, man. Today's show was supposed to go a little different. I know some of you guys on social media probably saw my post about having an actor on here, but he got a busy schedule. He is an actor, so something came up. He had to go act. He had to go do his job. So he'll most likely be on Friday. We'll see him then. But let's jump into it, man. Our first topic of the day, bro. And you guys know we like to open discussion. So I'm gonna kick it, and y'all guys just take it away. All right. First topic is, if LeBron did not win that title with the Cavs, does he stay with the Cavs and continue to try to win, or does he still leave? That's the question. And I'm gonna start with you, Dre.
That's the easy one. He'd have been gone. He wasn't staying there. He wasn't staying. He wasn't staying there. And the crazy thing is, I'm sure the fans in Cleveland would have understood he was leaving. See, the first time when he left, I'm quite sure that they knew, okay, hometown hero. He played for all these years here. Okay, if he leaves, he leaves. Their issue was how he left, how he made it, so dramatic and doing the whole, sitting at the Boys and Girls School and, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. I mean, I'm sure they probably figured he would leave. It was just the way that he left. And then the second time, I mean, come on, he wasn't going to stay there. He was not going to finish his career a Cavalier, or this dude is trying to win. He's trying to get championships, and you damn sure wasn't going to do it in Cleveland. Because let's be real, the championship that they got against the Warriors, he got help from that. And it wasn't from Kyrie. It was from Adam Silver when they suspended Draymond Green in Game 5. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have won that championship. Just like we could say the 2015 one when Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt, and they probably would have won that. So, I mean, me personally, Braun was going to leave regardless. He was going to leave regardless.
Yeah, I just thought his second time around was just him doing a favor to the city. Just like you said, just the way he left that first time, him coming back that second time was just, I guess, righting that wrong the first time. And then I believe that LeBron is one of those athletes who transcends outside of sports. So I always thought he had dreams of pursuing things outside of sports. And I would think that to do that, you would have to hit one of those big top markets. I would think LA or New York. I don't think he ever desired really playing for New York. I think he loves playing in the Garden, but everything pointed to going towards LA. And if you're going to go to LA, you're not going to go to the basement in the Clippers. You're going to go where they go. We got some history. You're going to come to the Lakers. And I think winning a ring with the Lakers can do just as much for his legacy as him winning the championship in Cleveland. I think had he not won in Cleveland and he came to LA and won, I don't think that anybody would have held it, not winning in Cleveland against him.
But
that's just my opinion.
I think so. I think to answer this question, you got to think about the reason he went back to Cleveland. What was the reason he went back the second time? It was to bring a championship to Cleveland. So if he doesn't get that championship, Kyrie leaves. He leaves too. He doesn't fulfill that. He doesn't fulfill that goal of bringing one to Akron because he's from Cleveland or around a city close to Cleveland, right? So
close to Cleveland.
Akron,
close to Cleveland. Yeah.
So for him, it was like a little personal. It was like not just for him. It was for like the city that he was raised around. He was, he came up in. So to not finish that or complete that goal, I think he would have held it against himself.
All right, let me ask you, do they still go to those finals? Lose in the finals?
I mean, if he still goes to the finals and loses in the finals.
Yeah, because the East was so weak. So how he'd have been going?
Yeah,
I think he still leaves. Now, if he doesn't make the finals, if he doesn't appear in the finals during any of his returns, or he might miss the playoffs or something drastic like that happened, then I think that's one of the things that probably would have kept him. But I don't think him and his relationship with Dan Snyder or the general man, Dan Gilbert, I don't think that was repairable, really. I just think that he was coming back doing a favor for the city, doing a favor for Ohio as a state. And I don't really think it had much to do with management or anybody else. That was just something for him. So whether he won or not his second time around, he already won in Miami. So him not winning over there really doesn't, I mean, it hurts not to win for your hometown, but it really doesn't.
But I mean, that was the purpose, though.
Legacy.
That was the purpose, though. The purpose why he went back to Cleveland was to win it. So if he doesn't win it, how long do you think he stays? Do you think it's still the same thing? He leaves at the period right after Kyrie leaves?
Yeah, I believe if they still go to the finals, absolutely. I think he still leaves.
Okay.
He's a stand-up dude, though, because for you to go back after what you bought, I'm not going to say boss, but after what the owner said about you, that makes you that's a stand-up dude. Like, okay, granted, it's just like, Frank said, he went back to Cleveland, but it damn sure wasn't for him, because if you notice, when they won that championship, he didn't thank him at all. Like when they did the parade, he didn't thank him. When they when they were celebrating on the Warriors court, he didn't thank him. When he was talking, none of that. He didn't hand him the trophy, somebody else handed it to him. So that right there tells you what he feels about Dan Gilbert. But he's a stand-up dude for even making that decision to even go back to Cleveland after Miami. But it's like y'all said,
absolutely.
like hometown hero, and he felt the need that he owed the city, some get back for how he left the first time, and said, you know what, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna try to win this championship here, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
So salute to him for that, definitely.
Got anything to add? Oh.
Any chance you get to get up out of Cleveland, man, I think you should go.
I agree.
Desire.
All right, let's get to this topic. Uncle Pete came in saying he couldn't wait to talk about. It's a simple question, bro. We're gonna start. I said Pete. I keep doing that.
Yeah,
I did it last episode. I called Pete GK, and now I'm calling you Pete. But Uncle Frank, we're gonna start with Uncle Frank. Should Kobe be in the top 10 all time, bro?
When you sent me the doc last night, and I read that question, that specific question. I know you didn't mean anything by it. I mean, with you being a Celtics fan and all, I know you really didn't mean anything by it. But just to ask that question, is Kobe in the top 10, I think is a tad bit disrespectful in itself.
Did you have him in your top 10?
Absolutely.
When you named your top 10, he was in there? Oh, okay.
You wrote it down? Yeah, absolutely. What?
I don't got it. It's over there. It's over there in that folder. I looked at it like twice, but I don't want to get it. I don't want to get the folder.
Yeah, it would be hard for me to validate anybody's top 10 list and not include Kobe. I would have to challenge your basketball knowledge to some degree. I mean, let me just give you a couple rundowns of why Kobe should absolutely be considered top 10. Top 5 in certain cases. This guy is 11-time first team, 2-time second team, 3-time third team. Now we're gonna go to the defensive side. He's 9-time first team on defense, 3-time second team.
Mm-hmm.
He has 18 All-Star appearances, 4 MVPs in those appearances, 4 MVPs. All right. He's the all-time leading scorer for the greatest franchise in the NBA history. I hear you might attest. I know some Boston Celtics fan might attest to that with the rings, but majority of those rings came in an era where there were only 6 teams. So you gotta, in the modern era of basketball, the Lakers have been by far the greatest sports organization, NBA team. Second most 60-point games, third most 50-point games, third most 40-point games. He has the second most consecutive 50-point games, and he's tied first for the 40. He's tied first for most 40-point consecutive games. ESPN has him ranked number 2 guard at his position. He's all team decade on a TNT's list, and Sporting Tags. One of those, I can't get the exact, I can't remember the exact website, but I'll get that for you in a second. But they both had Kobe finishing first team all decade on their list. He's the first guard to ever play 20 seasons, the only guard to play 20 seasons. And he's the first NBA player to reach 30,000 points and 6,000 assists. Now you tally all of that up on both ends of the floor, you can arguably put Kobe Bryant in the top 5, let alone the top 10. So just to question his top 10 greatness. I mean, you can't name two guards at his position, whether the one or the two, not name Michael Jordan that's better than Kobe Bryant.
Oh, you asking
and
me?
if anybody can, I'm saying that's my statement. But if anybody can, if you could throw out a name if you could throw out a player at that position that's better than Kobe Bryant, then I'll gladly sit back and I will wait for a response. Because I can't name one. So just to ask,
I asked this question because I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, I
have
get
Kobe
it.
in my top 10, and I believe I'm thinking back in my list. I think I do have Kobe. I think he's outside the top 5 though. I think he's 6.
I get it, but it goes into my notion of Kobe being one of the most disrespected superstars of all time. Not disrespected NBA players, disrespected superstars, guys who carry teams, carry franchises. And maybe people would like to hold his his situation, what happened. Maybe people want to hold that against him, but that shouldn't have any bearing on what he's put on the court over 20 seasons. And even though he played his last 3 seasons hurt, that last game he played against the Utah Jazz when he dropped 62, that just showed you that he still had some in the tank if he wanted to keep going.
A lot of people say that they let him score.
Yeah. They let him do that. Come on now.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Go ahead, Dre. Take over, Dre.
I'm not gonna say they let him do it. They didn't put up too much of a resistance of doing it.
Let him go. Let's hear what you guys say, Frank.
You had me. You had me until you said everything that you said. I agree with, especially with the whole. As far as the media, and I'm sure even people in the NBA, like the higher ups in the NBA, they hold that shit that happened in Colorado. They hold that against him, and that's why he gets the disrespect that he gets. But us as fans, we know the real. We're not stupid. TV one to concede that Kobe Bryant is a top 10 player all time. Mm-hmm. Now, where does he rank in that top 10? That's up for discussion, but he's definitely in the top 10. I agree with everything you said into that last part. Them Utah Jazz boys, they let Kobe get those buckets.
Can I say something in that defense?
Go back and watch that game.
In that defense, up until that last game, the very last game, the Utah Jazz was still somewhat contention of making the playoffs. So that wasn't just a gimme game. Had they won that game, and I believe they won the next game, and a couple things happened, there could have been some chances where they might have made the playoffs. So they wasn't a horrible team. It wasn't a horrible team.
Kobe out trumps everything, bro. And he was on his goodbye tour. So it's like,
I get it.
That's kind of like, I'm gonna give you an example. That's kind of like what baseball did. And listen, I love Derek Jeter. Jeter is my man. Diehard Yankee fan. Those ceremonial games, his last season, take the All-Star game, his last All-Star game. That pitcher threw him something easy for him to hit. Okay? Take the last game at Yankee Stadium. That Orioles pitcher threw him something easy for him to have the walk-off that he rightfully deserves. And then take the final game in Boston where the pitcher just threw him something easy, even though it was a triple play, but he was able to get an RBI his last play. Those were gimmies, you know what I'm saying? What Utah did for Kobe was, you know what? This is his last game. We're gonna let him go out there and show us the old Kobe. Like, this is the Kobe that we're gonna miss. This is the Kobe that we love. Go out there and drop this 60. Let these fans go crazy for you so you can do your Mamba out, all of that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, Kobe brought the Lakers back in that game to win.
Yeah, let me pose a question.
The Lakers were down in that game. Kobe brought us back to get the win. That's why I say they took it easy on him, but they didn't. I don't think they gave him the game because Kobe definitely went into mode. He went back into Mamba mode. But pardon.
They made it easier though. Do you think though, when you just said that, Dre, you had me thinking. You said Utah was like, let Kobe get off. What if it was the league?
Oh man!
What if it just was the league? What if the league just sat down and was like, "Yo, make it competitive"? But
I mean, honestly,
but why don't nobody hold it against Mike?
Listen, no, you can hold it against Mike, but we're more in the era. I'm saying this because Kobe was when Kobe left it, the league transitioned into getting that big ass motherfucking networking deal, and now the players bargaining money and so much more in the last 10 years, when Kobe was there and then when he was gone. So what I'm saying is the league could have saw it as a money grab. They could have saw it as ratings because you got to remember, you can't, as a fan, you got to look at that, bro. You got to look at like they're always right. They're always fighting. Office. Yeah, that is. And that's why they would do it more because more people will watch Kobe last game. We got to see what he's going to do. And then Kobe goes off. Now people are ecstatic. They're tuning in to listen to other ESPN networks talk about Kobe's 60-point game. That's ratings.
You saw how many celebs they showed in the building for that game?
It's Kobe's last game. Yeah, I absolutely get it. But this is where I have to attack the MJ stands, and I know some of the
MJ ain't got nothing to do with this though. MJ
Absolutely, he
got nothing to do
Mike
with
don't
it.
got nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Hold on, Frank. What I said to Pete last week. What I said to Pete last week.
Don't do it.
That Jordan gonna come on one of these pictures, man. Ain't gonna have something to say.
Don't do it.
Just hear me real quick.
You see what shirt I'm wearing? Don't you do it?
Just hear me real quick. In one breath, in one breath, the MJ stands like to discount MJ's last 2 seasons and Washington because he didn't win. He didn't make a playoff appearance.
No, I don't.
He didn't go to the. A lot. Well, I'm not.
But I understand what you're saying.
But a lot of them like to discount. They don't really.
They're delusional.
Those last 2 seasons against MJ. They don't hold that against.
He suited up. He suited up.
In the same breath, they'll turn around and give credit to MJ for dropping numbers for dropping. I believe it was 40 something or 30 something on Kobe, and a win against Kobe, and they hold that against Kobe. But you wouldn't dare say Kobe let Mike get that, or the Lakers let Mike get those buckets, or in the playoffs or in the All-Star game where MJ hit the turnaround on Sean Marion. No one dared to say Sean Marion let MJ hit that.
But you didn't know me at that time.
Nah, he didn't let him. You no, he didn't let him.
What do you mean?
No,
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So these are NBA players at the end of the day. These are the professional athletes who are tied in at the highest of competitive sports. So in the game where the Lakers were down double digits, and Kobe Bryant brings them back in his final game, just because it's his last game, you guys tend to hold that against him just because it might have been his last game and it was a star-studded arena.
But you are.
You saying that they let him get it. That's a
bro. We're not taking away from what Kobe did. But if you go look at some of those plays, if we go back and we run a play-by-play, Frank, and we start looking at every bucket Kobe scored, bro, we're gonna see a lot of those buckets, people moving out the way and not playing defense and letting him get off where he needs to get off.
Let's just say that Jazz team wasn't the greatest defending team. Let's just put that out there. Number one,
that can be true too.
They weren't a playoff team. They weren't a playoff team. So we can't just say that they were like, we can't just act like they were an elite team and they took.
But that's
what
I'm saying. It made it easier for the league. It would make it easier for the league to go to the Jazz and be like, look, let Kobe get off in his last game. That's all I'm saying. It would make it easier. Yes, professional sports where things behind the scenes are controlled. Like you just said, oh, Adam Silver suspends Draymond. That's behind the scenes. That Adam Silver had a decision to make, and they can make decisions where things are affected. They sit down and they talk to ownership and all that all the time. He could have went to the owner like, look, Kobe last game, we all love Kobe, farewell tour, let Kobe get his. And that's all I'm saying. It could be false. It could be false.
No,
it could be
you
false.
You don't think that would be a knock against that? You don't think that's a knock against Kobe's?
No, the league know how great it is. No,
and what
just
Kobe
like you just said they did it. Just like you just said they could have did it for Jordan. They did do it for Jordan. They did the same thing. They do it for everybody. They didn't do it for poor Pierce. You heard what Draymond said to poor Pierce. He don't get no.
They don't love you like Kobe.
And look, what's that one right there on the side of Bird's face? What's that 34?
Yo, this is
you get a farewell tour from me.
When Draymond said that to him, that shit had me
hold his farewell tour against him.
I'm not. We're not. We're just saying they made it easier.
We can agree to disagree on that one.
That's what I'm saying.
We can agree to disagree.
We love Kobe. God bless the dead, but it did kind of look. It did kind of look a little crazy to me. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy.
We can say that.
But that's what I'm saying. Why can't we attest that?
Uncle Frank, two things could be true at one time.
They gave him. No.
Yes, two things can be true at one time.
Not in this case.
Yes. Because Kobe could have balled and they could have made it easier for him. That could be true at the same time. I don't understand why you don't think those things fit together.
Because I just don't think that NBA professional athletes at that level are willing to do that for a guy whose tour is already lucrative. It's already a money grab tour.
I got you.
I mean, if you want to look at it like that,
I got you.
The fans are gonna come anyway. They're gonna pack it out. Every stadium that Kobe went to was packed out. It was no different. That last game in LA was no different than the first game in LA when or the first game where he announced that he was gonna retire and when they started the farewell tour. It was every arena was star-studded.
Oh no!
You can't hold that last game against
I got a
them.
question though.
Every arena was star-studded.
No,
New
we're
York
not. I think you're taking
when he
it
went
the
to the
wrong way.
Garden,
Frank.
New York was star-studded.
So let me tell you something.
I agree. I agree with you about the arenas being full because the farewell tour when he came to Barclays that year, because I went to that game. That shit was.
So NBA player, I forget. I think LaMelo is coming to mind, but I'm not sure if it's LaMelo. But just recently, just recently, an NBA player said that he could have hard fouled another NBA player, right? But that's my nigga, so I didn't do it. That's my nigga, so I didn't do it. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, I've listened, Frank.
My last
statement on Kobe. Do your thing, bro.
My last statement on Kobe. Players knowing Kobe the way we know Kobe on the outside, his competitive nature down to his Mamba mentality. I don't think Kobe would respect the NBA player who would dare take the night off against him because he wouldn't take the night off against anybody himself. So and for that reason alone, I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't see anybody taking it easy on Kobe because he wouldn't allow them to take it easy on him. He's not that type of player.
That's a good point.
Okay. Beautiful point.
That's a good point. I ain't gonna lie. That's a
beautiful point.
I'm still sticking on my stance, but NBA went to the Jazz like, bro, let them. Last game, I'm not talking about all season. Yeah, you be competitive because there's something on the line. But if you got to go through all these hoops to get to the playoffs, you probably know you're not going to get through all of those hoops to get to the playoffs. You're going to fall short. So why not just scratch it, take it, whatever. You got a draft, you got a 10-round draft pick, top 10 draft pick coming. So listen, like, by Kobe, have it. Now, I'm not saying Kobe wasn't competitive. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is Kobe could have been competitive. If you look at the fourth quarter, bro. The shit looked easy as hell, bro.
Yeah, some of the shots he made, but those are the shots that Kobe hit throughout his
greatness.
Career.
And I agree 100%. Trust me, I'm a Boston fan.
We can't knock him on his last game.
His pinnacle,
he's been doing it throughout his career.
No, and
he's been making those shots and making those shots
the league. It's more best interest of the league to be like, yo, Kobe last game, money grab, even more. If we let him go off, people gonna go run by Kobe merch, farewell merch. We could sell it, bro. And I'm just telling you, the NBA is a marketing monster, bro. That's how they make their money, is by marketing. So I'm not gonna take away the possibility that they could have marketed, even though the farewell tour was already a money grab, to make it even more of a money grab, because that's what they do, is to maximize the money. So in my opinion, looking from the outside in, because we're only fans from the sideline, looking from my line, the way I saw it was the game was competitive, but in that fourth quarter, when it counts, Kobe was getting easy layups and easy shots, and it's a testament to his greatness, but it's also a testament to players on the court knowing how great Kobe was, and that it was not important for his legacy, but a great ending if he went off. I don't understand why you don't think that. I think players was like, yo, if Kobe had 20 points, that's not a great outcome. But if Kobe ended with like 50, 60 points, that's a great outcome. Kobe being competitive, he went for the high end, was like, I'm gonna go for the 60. You understand? But
I think he would have went for the 60 regardless. It was his last game. I think they were just gonna let Kobe shoot himself out anyway.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They just let him do him. That's all I'm saying. They just let Kobe do him while Kobe was already doing him. But they know his greatness, like you said, Uncle Frank. They know his greatness. So why wouldn't they step aside? And I think it'll be the same for LeBron, his last game. LeBron last game in the NBA, he probably gonna have like 50-something points, because they're gonna let him do him. They probably gonna make it a competitive game. They ain't gonna get blown out like OKC did by 70 points. But yeah, Frank, you good over there? Your camera keep going on and off.
I keep getting a call. Somebody keep calling my phone. I keep hitting the end button. Apologize.
He said, "I'm gonna call
That's a
forever."
fireable. That's a fireable offense. Losing 7 points.
Yeah,
Somebody got to go.
The whole team. Disperse the players.
If I was the owner, I was
They want
the owner, I'd have
to
been
bring
waiting
more
for them in
teams
that locker
in.
room.
They want to bring more teams in. Get rid of OKC. That's it. Just get rid of them. Bring some other.
All right, I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
Sonics.
I ain't gonna.
All right, put it back to the Sonics, and that's what it is. But
they had a lot of guys out, so they had a lot of guys out. Hopefully, we'll get to that. They was missing a lot of people. That loss was unexcusable, but they were down. They were down. They were down a couple people. But didn't I tell y'all about those Grizzlies? I called it. I told
They've
you
been
that
on
they were gonna be all right.
I got them. I think I had them on the other
4-0.
docket.
They 4-0 the last games.
But
their last 4 games, 4-0.
And Morant not even there.
Without Morant, and I told you those boys were gonna hurry up. That Desmond Bain. He's been showing out, man. He's been showing out. They got a couple nice pieces. I mean, they got a piece or two. I mean, Shea Gilgeous and Alexander, he's still out, man. So he didn't play that game.
Mark something. I can't even pronounce his last name.
It's like the K word, right?
No, his last name started with a D.
Oh, then yeah, I had the wrong name. That's what came up on my side. But yeah,
Mark
Uncle Frank back.
Mark Dillon, something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, we were just filling in with some fluff. So yeah, we're gonna get to this new segment, man. I'm kind of excited about it. I want to see how it goes because I'm thinking from week to week switching it up from maybe doing some different things like players, sports, where will be a short one, movies, sports movies, stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm trying to work it out, but right now we're gonna do players, and it's basketball and football. All right. So
okay.
I'm gonna the way it works is I'll explain it for the people at home. Is I'm gonna say 2 names. You guys got to tell me who you got. That's simple. All right. Y'all ready?
Okay.
All right. The first one is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Bill Russell.
Kareem.
Okay. Anonymous. See, I like that. All right.
Yeah. Love you, Big Bill. Love you, Big Bill.
Much respect to him. Much
respect. But I'm going with the captain.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Nice. All right. Look like y'all picked it up fast. All right. Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry?
Who?
King Henry.
Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry?
King Henry. Not a biased pick.
Well, he's going with King. Well, he's going with King Henry because it's Titans. I'm going with King Henry because his name is Derrick, just like me.
I saw King Henry coming, man. I saw him in Alabama, and I was just saying, yo, if we can manage to get that guy, I know we'll be set.
I just hope he can stay healthy.
One of the best moves.
Because we did talk about last episode about he wasn't here, Uncle Frank.
They said he might be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, we talked
about
before
the playoffs. He might be back for the last game if we really need him.
Yeah, we talked about how running backs nowadays are a plug and play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
he brings the true value back to our running back. Mm-hmm. Guys like him, the Christian McCaffreys,
But people on the sports, like the sports group or like that weird on Facebook, they be talking a lot of things about Christian being a bust and not who people think he is.
Yeah, I don't get or understand that. I can't agree.
I like Christian.
Go with none of that.
I like Christian.
I like Christian McCaffrey. My only issue is that he can't stay healthy, but I like him. I like him.
Oh, real quick.
I know why he don't get the props that he don't. I know why he don't get the props. But
we know why he don't get the props, but
we know why he don't.
Why?
Look,
white boy.
Outside of Christian McCaffrey, outside of Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, there aren't any two-way running backs better than those guys in the league right now.
Yeah, I can agree. But yeah, real quick, if you guys listening or watching on YouTube, if you have any topics for this, who you got, just write them down below, and we can talk about it. Right? All right. So the next one I got, David Robinson. Sorry, David Robinson or Tim Duncan.
Ooh, Timmy.
Oh.
I'm going to Timmy. Much respect to the
Timmy. You're not gonna find a bigger Tim Duncan fan outside of San Antonio than me. So I'm going with Mr. Big Fundamental, Tim Duncan.
Tim-
Remember, I love you, Admiral, but you didn't win those chips until old Duncan came there. So, it is what it is.
All right. Next, we got.
Salute to you, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Navy man. Salute.
Next, we got Devonta Adams or DeAndre Hopkins.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, me being a college wide receiver, just loving that position, understanding that position. Me personally, I would go D-Hop, just because I just like the way he contorts his body in the air, and he can make it so he can bend. He's super agile. He got great hands. I think he might have had one drop pass last season, the whole year, and he's an absolute game changer on offense. I think both of those guys are. Devonta Adams might be the better route runner, but overall wide receiver, more explosive wide receiver, I absolutely believe is D-Hop.
Was D-Hop catching touchdown passes from Matt Sharp too?
From Matt Sharp? Everybody. I believe he might. If I'm not mistaken.
Because if you was catching touchdowns from that dude, then man.
I don't think it was because Matt Sharp isn't that level quarterback as Kyler Murray.
And he was younger. He was in his younger days with Matt Sharp.
I'm not putting Matt Sharp in that class. I'm just saying, if for him to be catching touchdowns from that whack ass dude,
he was in his younger. He didn't see too much of Matt Sharp.
That's saying
that was
something.
More Andre Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. So but yeah, still D-Hop though. Still D-Hop. Still D-Hop.
You got D-Hop too?
Yeah. D-Hop. Yeah.
All right. Reggie Miller or T-Mac?
Yo,
I didn't want to give you guys a list because I didn't want you to predetermine. I want you to guys to just
No. I love it. I love this because
I'm gonna let you take this one.
Who you got?
Let me get Let me get the latitude of completion on this one. Listen, I'm going with Reggie. I'm going with Reggie because I'm gonna tell you why. When it comes to postseason time, Reggie ain't no joke. And me living in New York, I know how many times he done broke the Knicks' hearts out here. So listen, when it's playoff time, T-Mac is silent in the postseason. I don't think he never even won a playoff series. Reggie Miller, we know what he done did, and that's what I'm gonna look for. I don't care what you do in the regular season. I want to see what you're gonna do in the postseason. So for postseason purposes, I'm going with Miller, man. I'm going with Reggie.
My heart says Reggie,
and I'm glad he made the NBA. I'm glad he made the NBA 75 too, because he deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I put him in T-Mac.
My heart want to say Reggie just because I think Reggie caters more to my personality on the court.
All right. You said your heart want to say Reggie.
Yeah,
so
my heart want to say Reggie. But I would have to go T-Mac all day, man. T-Mac in his prime. T-Mac in his prime was special, man. Those years in Orlando,
absolutely.
His first couple years and his first couple healthy years in Houston, he was him and Yao Ming and Ron Artest and that team, with Rayford Alston. They were a force to be reckoned with, man. So I definitely gotta go T-Mac with much respect to Reggie.
So you're going T-Mac and Dre. You pick Reggie.
I'm going with Reg. Love T-Mac, but
right.
I'm thinking about who can help me win the big one. Even though Reggie ain't got one, but he was close. He was closer. So I'm going with Reggie.
I wanted to give you guys a little easy one. So Lamar or Patrick?
Oh,
Lamar or Patrick? Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?
It's not that easy. I go Patrick.
No. It's easy for me. It's very easy for me.
That's an easy one.
That's the easy one
Yeah,
for me.
I don't get the Lamar Jackson hate. Maybe it's not.
No,
I
I
wouldn't
don't hate
say
him.
hate,
No,
but
I'm just
No,
no, we
that's
don't
why
hate him. He's
that's why I
a
stopped
Detroit.
myself.
hate.
That's why I stopped myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I wouldn't
we
say
don't hate
hate,
him.
but
I think he's a good
he
quarterback.
get a lot more flack than he deserves.
Yeah, I think he's underrated because people just question his throwing skills.
Yeah, and even still, he's completion wise, his completion rating ain't too bad. He's average, top of the average, middle of the pack. I mean, that's not.
I mean, he just
He
brings too
doing
much
fine.
to the game. He brings so much to the game. You can't just look at his throwing
Exactly.
numbers. You got to
Man.
look
He's
at
an
his running
MVP
numbers
too, so you got to.
Yeah, and he's that for a reason. So,
This who you got thing is fun. This who you got thing is fun.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I'm glad I'm getting good reactions. It makes me want to keep doing it. All right. So next I got John Stockton and Jerry West. Who you got?
Stop. Yeah, I know Malika Nation might motherfucking go crazy, but I'm going Stock.
John Stockton. All right.
I didn't see too much of Jerry West to just go all out, go Jerry West.
Yeah, I tried to keep fresh
names
in here. Yeah, I tried to not use too many old names, so I'm trying to keep current names in here so people are more.
No, but definitely John Stockton. I mean, dude, all-time leader in steals and assists. He gets overlooked. I just didn't know who to put up against John. So, yo, when we talk about great point guards, yo, for some reason or another, his name constantly gets overlooked. Agreed, he's not in my top five, but his name get disrespected. I'll say it for the people out there. Malone wouldn't be what he is if it wasn't for John Stockton. What?
But some people see it the other way. I've heard people on other podcasts say that John Stockton.
Stockton got to give him the ball, right?
I think their stats and success. I think it goes hand in hand. I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Stockton got to give him that ball.
Yeah, that's true. You got to set him up. So
what they say. What they say, Stockton to Malone. They don't say Malone to Stockton. Yeah. They say Stockton to Malone.
What they call him, the mailman? They call him the mailman?
Yes,
sir. Yeah, he don't deliver on Sundays.
That's why they call him the mailman, because he delivers. So, but now we got.
No, he don't deliver.
He said he don't, not on Sundays. But now I got a good one. I got a couple good ones. All right.
Hit
Next one. Dalvin Cook or Alvin Kamara? Who you got?
Alvin Kamara.
AK all day.
Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara.
All right. Isaiah Thomas, Pistons, Bad Boys. Or CP3.
I knew what I knew which Isaiah you was going with.
Or CP3.
You ain't even
Who you got?
Candace Parker?
You said Candace Parker.
No, you said CP3.
No, Chris Paul.
No. I don't call him. I don't call him CP3. His name is Chris Paul for me. Candace Parker is CP3. Yeah.
CP. Isaiah Thomas, Pistons, or CP, Chris Paul 3.
See, now this one is a good one.
Who you got?
If this was your last one, then you ended it with a bang.
Now you make me want to say this one for the last.
IT, man. I'm going IT.
I like
you
that
know
thinking
what?
over there.
You know what? I'm going with Zeke. I'm gonna go with Zeke.
You going IT? Okay, that was interesting.
I'm gonna go with Zeke. This is a hard one, but I'm gonna go with Zeke.
All right, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson?
Ooh,
JJ.
Ooh, two LSU boys.
JJ. I think JJ is gonna be. I think JJ gonna be special. He might be, when it's all said and done, he has the potential to be top five wide receiver when it's all done.
You know what?
Just looking potential wise, I'm a real big fan of Justin Jefferson.
For today, I'm gonna go with Jefferson because I didn't like how Chase missed that pass, that ball, which led to an interception. So I got to penalize him for that. So for today, I'm going with Jefferson. Right. So for today, I'm gonna go with Jefferson.
Lamar been balling though. They've been balling. Both of them been balling.
Both of them gonna be. They listen. The future of the wide receivers in the NFL is in great hands. It's in great hands.
All right. I got another one for you.
Hit me.
Okay.
It might sound easy, but I don't think it's easy. We got Dirk Nowitzki or Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, I didn't expect him to go this much. Woo. Woo.
Who you got?
Woo.
Who you got?
Damn.
All right. 2 international players.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
Greece, Germany. Okay. We got the G's in the building.
Really making me think. Damn.
You know what?
I didn't think he was gonna stop me. I'm really thinking. Like, what the? He really stopped me.
Dirk gonna hate me for this. But I'm gonna go with Giannis. Sorry, Dirk. Listen, you got a black sister, so you okay with me? But I'm going with Giannis.
Oh shit!
Uncle Frank is tapped out. Tighten up, Uncle Frank.
Yeah, this is crazy.
That performance in the NBA Finals was something that I was looking for out of him. So,
all right, you know what, and when you saying that finals thing with Giannis, that just gave me my answer. I'm going Dirk.
I was looking for that out of him. Like, I was looking for that.
I'm going Dirk.
Frank makes me put the check next to Giannis.
You said you're going with Dirk.
Dirk. Because if I got to compare who had the better championship,
that's what I was thinking.
It's way more impressive with Dirk beating that Miami Heat team than Giannis beating that Suns team. I'm way more impressed. I was stuck until you brought up championship because I ain't even.
No.
I was like stuck.
I got another one for you. Keenan Allen.
That was a hard one, yo.
Keenan Allen or Mike Evans. Who you got?
Oh, I mean, listen, this is gonna be biased for me. I'm Mike Evans.
They the same damn players. I mean, yeah, Mike.
I'm going with Mike Evans.
I going Mike.
I'm going with Mike Evans.
You gonna keep making me put these checks to change. You going Mike?
No.
Not going Mike. Let me take a white out because this guy's
I saw Keenan. I've seen Keenan Allen do some things I ain't really see Mike Evans do yet. Mike Evans is a really good. He's a solid number one receiver. I think Keenan Allen might be a little bit more consistent.
All right, now we're getting some diversity here. You guys picking different people. I like that. All right, this one might be a little easier, but I had to throw him in here because we just talked about him. I just couldn't find a good person to stack him up against, I don't think. So, who you got? Kobe or James Harden?
Come on, man. Come on. You serious?
Jesus,
I put the check over.
You serious?
I couldn't find anybody.
Come on, man.
Come on. You got to leave
Kobe slander.
No, I had to put Kobe in here because Kobe on the docket. So I was like, I got to throw him in here somewhere.
Yeah,
it's only one person that you. It's only one person that you put with Kobe.
No,
but he's gonna lose that too. But it's only one person that you put against him.
No clear loss. If we want to break that,
you want to know why I put James Harden? Because when I asked that question, people today, young people, would be like James Harden. That's why I asked that one. The younger people would be like, I'm taking James Harden. He shoot the three,
and they should get their basketball cards revoked.
It's burnt.
Sometimes you just gotta know the real.
I got two more. All right. I don't think they amount to the one that Dre said I should have ended with. Isaiah Thomas and Chris Paul, but
no. But whichever last one it is, that one definitely got to be a banger.
I got Stephon Gilmore or Marlon Humphrey. I think Stephon was rated in the top 100 players 6. Humphrey was 6. Stephon was like 8 or somewhere down there.
I'm going with Gilmore because he's more reliable.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the safer pick. I'm going Gilmore.
All right, last one.
He's more reliable. And they talking about Humphrey might be out the rest of the season with this injury now. So, yeah, I'm going with Gilmore.
I actually like this one. All right, last one. Miles Bridges or Mikal Bridges?
Miles. I've always
Battle
been a
of
big
Bridges.
Miles Bridges fan.
Miles?
He's the most exciting player in the league right now.
Mikal,
Yo, the way
tell
he
you.
announced,
Mikal low-key doing his thing too.
Yo, the way
Mikal doing
those
this thing on
announcers,
both ends.
Mm-hmm.
yo, the way those announcers get when he do them dunks.
Yo, I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
you.
So it's
I be
Miles
going
hand down?
crazy.
Yo,
It's
they be
understandable.
going crazy.
It's understandable, yo.
They be going
He's
nuts.
exciting.
Is
That boy is
Miles
exciting.
hands down?
I'm
Hands
going
down,
with Miles. Yeah,
All
I'm going with
right.
Miles.
All right, and yeah, that concludes the who you got, guys. I'm glad you guys liked it. Like to see the smiles on everyone's face.
I like that. I like that. That's dope.
Word, I had to. I'm trying, bro. We're trying to get
That
more.
Dirk Giannis one. That.
Can I throw a who you got?
Go ahead.
Just for fun?
Go ahead.
Yeah, shoot.
All right. But it's not sports though. It's gonna be entertainment though.
Okay.
Hit me.
Damon Wayans, Marlon Wayans. Who you going with?
Damon.
Which Wayans is
All
fun?
day.
Okay.
Damon
Okay.
all day.
Okay.
Damon got all day.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Marlon.
Keenan might be the funniest. But I think Damon like the most talented
Damon is
at all.
it's out of all of them.
I think they all got their own type of funny.
Or Damon and Keenan tie, yeah. Damon and Keenan tie, yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
I'm putting one above the other.
Keenan is the visionary, and salute to him
Yeah,
because he put
absolutely.
them all on. He put them all on, so that's a double salute. Like, I don't understand why that constantly gets overlooked. Dude put his whole family on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Real. And they still eat to this day.
Exactly. But so
For
yeah,
generations, man.
Let's get
Salute to the
it.
Waynes family.
Let's get to
Big
it. So for you guys that's watching, today is going to be our last Monday show. We're moving to Tuesday shows. This way we can cover all the football teams on even the Monday game because we always leave the Monday game out of wins and losses. But that's what we're getting into, wins and losses. We're going to start in Dallas, man, or in New Orleans. Sorry, New Orleans loses to Dallas. I had Dallas. Who you guys had in that game?
I had Dallas.
I had the Cowboys.
I mean, I think it was an easy
Well,
pick.
Kamara, man. Yeah, no, I was Kamara.
Once I found out Kamara wasn't playing, it was crystal clear Cowboys was going to win.
All right.
It would have been a disappointment if they would have lost to Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Taysom played bad too, 4 interceptions.
I mean, he did good on the run. He ran for 100, but those
he had like
wound up killing him.
he had like 300 yards. So, Tampa at Atlanta. I said it on last episode. There's no way Tampa loses to Atlanta, and Tampa does not lose to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Brady don't lose to Atlanta. Brady don't lose to Atlanta.
That's a big factor.
Tampa.
That is a big factor. But I took Tampa.
Yeah, I definitely had the Bucks too. Falcons still struggling to get Pitts involved in the offensive game. Man, he started off a little hot in the first half. He had his first 4 catches in the first half, but the second half, man, I just don't know, man.
Dre, who you had in that game?
Tampa.
Oh, okay. All right, Arizona at Chicago. Arizona beat Chicago.
Arizona
is the easy pick there. Same Frank. All right.
Absolutely. I expected Kyler Murray to have a better game than he did throwing the ball, but he didn't throw too much. But I mean, 11 for 15 is all right. Just 123 yards. It wasn't too bad. But he definitely had a couple turnovers, man, that could have cost him. But
yeah. But my first loss on the week, I went 3 straight and then I lost the Chargers at Cincinnati. Justin Herbert versus
I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
I mean, every time I don't pick Cincinnati, they win. Every time I pick them, they lose.
That was a must-win game for the Chargers, man. They had to win that game if they wanted to stay in playoff contention. I still got the Bengals as the favorite in the AFC North, but I think that was a game that the Chargers needed to win to stay alive, especially in their division.
Yeah, I mean, Austin Eckler didn't have 14 carries, 49 yards. Longest was 15.
2 costly fumbles that could have cost them. Really, that game was the tail end of the game. Well, the total end of the game don't really tell the whole story. That game was actually really exciting on both ends.
You want to know a fun
Like
stat?
defenses got after each other, and the offenses took turns going at each other as well. It was actually an exciting game.
You want to? I just lost train of thought. You want to know a funny stat?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert both had one rush for 6 yards. They both had one rush for 6 yards. But Joe got a touchdown out of it.
Yeah,
Joe Mixon.
They both didn't get no help from the running game, man.
Yeah, I was just say that 19 carries, 54 yards, 10 was his longest, 1 touchdown. Both running backs had a touchdown. But
Mixon had a costly fumble too, man. That they ran back for a touchdown.
Yeah, Chargers. They did need this game, and they took it. They went out there and they took it, 41-22. So don't look like it was interesting to me. Probably was close at one point, but looked like it got out of hand at some point.
It really was. The turnovers, man. The turnovers really killed the Bengals, man. That fumble return for a touchdown, and then they came back down and then threw an interception in the red zone. There was a lot of costly penalties, man. It's a lot of stuff that could have been avoided.
All right. So now we got the game of the year, I think. I think this is the game of the year. It has to be. It just has to be the game of the year.
Oh.
It has to be.
It had to be with the Titans. Titans.
No,
yesterday.
This is not the game you think it is. But this has to be the game of the year. It has to be the Lions.
The game is showing on my screen right now.
It has to be.
It's the game is showing on my screen right now.
I have to stop. I have to stop, and I have to say I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was personally wrong. I said I would never give you guys another T next to your name to pick you to win a game. You proved me wrong. I said you was going 0-16. You proved me wrong. I apologize. You still suck. But yeah, I had Minnesota winning this game. But as Minnesota does, they let us down. Kirk Cousins, no interceptions. Great job. Great throwing day by him. 30 for 40, 30 out of 40, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff just balled. I mean, he didn't have a better completion rate. 25-41. Not more yards. He just had more touchdowns, and he threw 1 interception. But I think the running games were similar.
The Vikings just got off to a real slow start in that first half, getting down 17-3 in that first half. I mean, Kirk Cousins, the numbers tell a good story, but his first half numbers were pretty much pedestrian, really. He had a real big. They really came out in the second half and gave themselves a chance to win.
It was 20-6 at halftime.
All right, well, 20. Well, they was down 17-3 at one point. Yeah, pardon.
And it was 12-23 in the third.
Kurt started coming on. The guys started making plays. They stopped turning the ball over, converting.
Or kicked a couple of.
Should Mike Zimmer get fired for this? Is it time for him to go? I
think personally, I'm sorry for being down. I'm trying to look, but maybe it's time for Kurt too to go. Zimmer and Kurt.
Anyway,
pardon.
I've never been sold on him anyway.
He had to tighten up.
On Kirk?
Yeah.
I've never been sold on him.
I wasn't sold on Kirk either early on in the season, and you can attest to this. You know what? And I gave him a lot of flack for them not starting off or finishing strong. But Kirk is absolutely not the problem. I would think he's probably my last problem. If I'm firing a couple people, he's one of the last people who I'll let go. His numbers are on pace to be career high as far as yards, touchdowns, and interceptions thrown. At least interceptions thrown.
Yeah.
It's matched the year that they went to the playoffs in 2019, where he threw 26 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He's on pace to be better than that. So everything around him has to be better. The coaching, I think that yesterday's game came down to coaching. The play calling in the first half, like I said, was real pedestrian. It was a lot of dinking and dunking. They weren't converting on third downs. It was real sloppy for the first half from a standpoint to where you expect that team to come out against that Lions team. But I've been telling you all year, man, that Lions team been feisty. They've been fighting. They've been playing games hard all year. They've been taking even some of the best teams to the wire. So I expected them to get one eventually.
Yeah,
just the way that it
me
came
believing
was
you,
special.
and then they lost to the Bears, and then I was like, I don't believe Uncle Frank anymore.
They be having a good, but that's why their record is what they are. But for the most part, they play up to their competition. Whenever they get a good team coming in, or they get some momentum behind them, then they play with a lot more fire, and they definitely deserve to win yesterday. Would I call it the game of the year?
Because that coach. Salute to that coach, because he got them boys playing. Like they play for him. Like they truly play for him.
Dan Campbell, he's safe next year.
All right, next game we got the Colts versus the Texans. I think the easy pick here was the Colts, and I think the Colts showed it. 31-0. I don't even know who quarterback for the Texans. Blind man Adams.
Tyrod Taylor. He was the quarterback, but then he wound up getting hurt. Then they had another quarterback come in. It wasn't really any better. Tyrod didn't. Yeah, Davis Mills.
Yeah, Mills.
He came in and didn't really play too much better.
Credit the Jonathan Taylor need to be talked about for MVP.
Oh, okay, I get that.
I know all these quarterbacks be getting this praise for MVP, but they better look at that Jonathan Taylor dude, man.
Can I say something for that? Can I say something to that?
Damn,
weird how people were so dismissive and Derrick Henry winning the MVP on the run that he was on. Even on the run that he was on with him projected to break records, they were still slighting him to finish outside of the top two in an MVP rating at the end of the day. And now that he's hurt, and Jonathan Taylor is doing somewhat what Derrick Henry did. Now he gets the praise and the accolades and all of this. I just don't get it, man. It's just weird to me. The Tennessee hate worldwide is just Tennessee worldwide. I mean, it just seems like we don't really get too much respect. That we got to earn our. It's just tiring, you know. It's just me being a Titan. It's tiring and having to prove ourselves every week. But that's the league, especially when you don't have no rings. I guess that's what you got to do, but. I just find it a little odd, man.
Nah, next man up. Unfortunately,
I get it. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor is great. Yeah.
He doing his thing. Me personally, I'm kind of
hoping talking about him.
I'm kind of hoping he does win because I'm tired of these quarterbacks winning.
Derrick Henry should have won it last year. Me being myself, but
yeah, I mean, but.
You know how this goes. It's a quarterback game.
Yeah, I'm tired of quarterbacks.
How often do you see 2,000 yards though? How often does that come around?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
If there was ever a time to give it to a running back, I would like to think that it would be that time.
All right, moving on to the damn Giants game in Miami. I picked the Giants. We didn't win.
Dolphins. I picked Dolphins.
Fans too. Tua been playing consistent, man. He hasn't been the reason. He hasn't been costing them.
We the ones that's falling in the damn division. We got Philly Jets. Philly's the easy pick there. Pick Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
I mean, if you watch that game was a lot closer. Gardner Minshew, he played, even though he played a great game, he was 11 for 11 at one point. Yeah, he was 11 for 11 at one point with one touchdown, no picks.
He went 20 for 25. He was efficient. He was very efficient.
Yeah, 20 for 20. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he was definitely good. It just came down to the Jets coaching staff and the play calling in the second half was just horrible.
What do you guys think
about Zach Wilson? They came out
Wilson,
flat with no momentum.
What do I think about Zach Wilson?
Mm-hmm.
Potential. I like the way he sling the ball. I can see where people get the Aaron Rodgers comparisons from time to time. Just the way that they're able to sling the ball outside the pocket. He's still young. He threw a costly interception yesterday that could have helped get them back in the game. That didn't really help anything. But for the first half, he played good. So I'm not going to knock him too much. He young. I just wish he had better coaches around him.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that played for the Jets, though, you should have luck, bro. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You should have luck. Best of luck in your next career.
That's fucked
The
up.
best of luck in your next career, because the Jets ain't the organization. It's a couple of them, but
Yeah.
the Jets is probably at the top of that damn list. Okay. All right, now we got Jacksonville and the Rams. And I said on the last episode that the Rams will get their first win with Odell Beckham. And they did.
Mhm.
And he got a touchdown.
And they did.
It was bound to happen. Second game with a
for
touchdown.
28.
I'm happy
His
for Odell.
longest was 27, so he had one catch for 1 yard. And then he had another catch for 27 yards, but he was targeted 5 times, so that means he dropped some balls, Odell.
I mean, he had a couple missed throws. Him and Matt Stafford, they still got to work on their chemistry together. You can tell that they still
What did Matty
trying to
Static
figure
do?
each other out.
Matty Static, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a great comeback there. After your last game, only sacked once. That's great protection. I like that.
You better not throw no interceptions against the Jaguars. That's a gimme.
Jaguars,
He targeted Odell 7 times, but he didn't really favor Odell. That's what really helped him
No, it
out.
was
Like, he
5
wasn't
times
really
I see
favored.
over here on the official stats.
Nah, you can't favor him. You can't. You got that
Yeah,
chemistry.
you gotta
with
play
Cooper Kupp.
yourself.
You don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, on my stats on ESPN, it says 5 targets, 27 was the longest yards, 1 touchdown, 28 yards, 2 catches.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cooper Kupp.
He got that rapport with Cooper Kupp. Don't change up because Odell there.
Cooper
And who
Kupp with
cares
10
if you become a
targets.
diva on the sideline? That shit don't mean nothing.
See, I like that. Cooper Kupp had 10 targets and caught 8 of them. That's great stats. He's
been doing that all year.
High B.
All year he's been doing that.
If that's not broke, don't try to fix it.
Jefferson 6 for 8. So I mean, I like that. I mean, Odell has to, like I said, Odell, what they need to be doing with Odell is just making sure he knows the playbook by playoff time. Because they're gonna definitely make the playoffs. So you got to know that playbook by playoff time, so then they can kind of like release him and give him more plays to throw the defense off. But we got Washington versus the Raiders, and I had Washington winning because Washington is on a roll, and I think they won 4 straight. They're on a 4-game winning streak.
That's the most impressive game. I think that's the most impressive win of all last week.
17.
Well, them and the Steelers.
The Steelers, yeah, that was I think you take risk in that Steelers game. We're gonna get to actually next, but I had Washington winning. They did a good job. Quarterback was pretty efficient, 23 for 30. Only
I like Taylor Heineke.
1 interception, 2 touchdowns.
All right. Yeah, all right.
He impressed me
costing
last
them.
year in the playoffs with Tampa.
I like that they ran the ball a lot.
Reason.
They ran the ball
Exactly.
23 times. Wait, let me make sure it's 23.
I thought last year
23 for 88 yards.
Tampa, I was
Gibson
like,
even had 5 receptions for 23 yards and a
So
touchdown.
they ran the ball for 7, 30. Yeah, they ran the ball 30 times. But I don't know if because Heineke ran the ball 3 times, so I don't know if those are scrambles or not.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take that out, 27 runs on the day, it's not bad. I like that they ran the ball because if you look at the Raiders only ran the ball 16 times.
They need to just cut ties with Fitzpatrick ass. I don't even know why they even signed him. Because from what they saw from Heineke last year, the playoffs with Tampa, they should have just went with him.
It's just bad. I mean, I like.
You gotta have a backup plan.
Yeah, 50 is I think he's the best back. He's the most
But
valuable
dude
backup.
got hurt first game of the season. First
He
game of the
always,
season, dude. got hurt.
always.
Hey, he got to get the injury out the way. God
damn.
We got Baltimore and Pittsburgh, man. What happened in this game? I picked Baltimore to win it. Pittsburgh went in and stole it by damn 2 points because I don't know.
They got their ass smoked by the Bengals, but they damn sure was not gonna let that happen against Baltimore. Because it's one thing I know about when them two teams play. It's not gonna be no blowout. It's like this game is going to be decided by 7 or less points.
You know what I think
it's
it
always
was?
like that when these two teams play.
I think Big Ben announcing that this is going to be his last season had a lot to do with the fire and the spark that they play with, especially on the defensive end.
Quarterbacking for the Steelers, though.
No. It should be his last season, period.
He didn't say last season.
I don't think he's going to play.
It should be his last season, period.
Yeah. I don't think he's. I don't want to see him. I don't think
he's going to try to do a fill up. Go to the Colts real quick.
I get what he's trying to do, but This is your last season,
Get
period,
one
my
more
guy.
paycheck. Get one more paycheck. Get the league
This
as
is
much
your
as you
last
can.
season, period.
Retire one of the greatest Steelers quarterback, and don't go nowhere else to take that legacy.
So
Don't pull no Brett Favre.
Lamar was sacked 7 times in this game.
7 times. Wombly and TJ Watt, they've been out. TJ Watt had 3.5 sacks. Wombly had 2.5. They played great on the defensive end yesterday.
Harrison,
They played
carries, 71 yards.
football.
I like that.
That was still a football on the defensive end.
They both ran the ball the same amount of times though. But the real thing I like is the I want to say his name correctly.
Deontay Johnson?
Freeman. No, Devonta Freeman. I actually liked him when he was on the Falcons. When like he emerged. And I think they just stopped utilizing him the way they needed to utilize him, in my personal opinion. And now I think that on the Ravens, they're starting to figure out like how to utilize him. And he's helping a lot with that running game. 14 carries, 52 yards. It's not bad.
And a touchdown yet.
Yeah, I like the 14 carries. So I think you gotta put the ball in that guy's hands.
All right, let's cut the crap. Would you have gone for that 2-point conversion, or would you just have got the field goal?
I would have, if I would have went for the 2-point conversion, I wouldn't have did that. I would have kept it in Lamar's hand for the 2-point conversion. I don't think I would have.
That's obvious. That's obvious. If I'm the defensive coach, I'm telling everybody watch Lamar. Just keep your eyes on him, see what he's doing, and as soon as he moves.
But if you look on that last play, they only rushed 4 on that last play, and everybody bailed out. It wasn't like they were really trying to bring him no pressure. He could have made a move and tried to scramble up the middle. He had some room. Everybody backed up. They ran his own. So I just think it was a good pass, but I mean,
he put it in his best guy's hands. That's what he did. He tried to put it in his best guy's hands.
I think the Ravens got to find a number 1 receiver. That's their biggest problem. They don't have any number 1 receiver. Sam Watkins is not their number 1 receiver, and Brown is just showing Marquise Brown. He's just showing you that week in, week out. He's a good receiver. He's just not your number 1. And they need a solid number 1.
They try to coin. My problem is they try to coin.
Your tight end can't be your number 1 receiver at all.
Yeah.
Your tight end cannot be your number 1 receiver.
They try to coin these guys too fast. Like,
I mean, if he's not no Kelsey or no George Kittle, he can't be a number 1.
But Mark Andrews is up there though. You can't take that away from him.
He's consistent.
Yes, he's up there. So I would. He's probably top 5 tight end in the league right now.
Oh yeah. What you got? You got Kelsey,
now, Uncle Frank.
I gotta think of my top 5 list. Top 5.
Yeah,
you got Kelsey. You got Kittle. What's homeboy from the Raiders? That's hurt.
I'm going with the Patriots tight end Hunter Henry. I would put him up there as a talent wise. I know he don't have the stats, but Kyle Pitts, I think he's top 5. He's a top 5 talent at wide.
No, I'm talking about what they're doing right now.
I get. You can't hold it against Kyle Pitts.
I'm not holding it against him. You ain't got the numbers. You ain't got the numbers. Mark
he's
Andrews,
the talent. Talent
Mark
wise,
Andrews is consistent year after year. We're putting these numbers up and helping Lamar win games.
I have a tight end. Gronk.
Hey, I mean, like just about to say, yeah, you still got Gronk over there.
But see, what you guys are going off of is the potential of what these guys could do. Gronk just came back from an injury, and trust me, I know I got him on my fantasy team, and he just put me up some points. Thank you, Gronk. But what I'm saying is, if you're thinking about, if I go look at the, and I mean, we kind of do our stats podcast. We do stats where we like to do opinions too. But if I go look at the stats, Mark Andrews probably has top 5 numbers in the league. I could be wrong. But I just know that's Lamar's favorite target. All right?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's find him.
That's the most reliable target.
Those surface passes to be throwing. That's exactly who he's throwing to. Andrews.
I still got the Bengals to win that division though.
I mean, I'm not
throw that out there.
That could be true because what I'm seeing for the Ravens right now is not liking that.
Yeah. And the Steelers, I think they're going to surge with Big Ben and his announcement. I think they're going to surge behind that. They're going to use that as momentum in these next couple games, especially going against us. I know they're going to use that as momentum. So I expect the Steelers to play better at the later stretch of the season.
that division about to get very interesting these last few games. The
Sir.
Ravens picked the wrong time to lose. They picked the wrong time to lose.
Yep. But they threw us right back into contention to get the number one seed. So kudos to them. And if the Bills can take care of everything tonight, we're right back at number one, sitting on top of the AFC, baby. And so that's all I'm worried about right now.
I think they're gonna win tonight. I think they are. I think they're gonna win tonight.
Man.
See, on this list I
will.
found, right? I found this list that was published October 21st of this year. And it's the top 10 tight ends, and it's on NFL.com. And Mark
I can tell by
Andrews
his
is
Spurs
number
say
one.
something.
He's number one.
Yeah,
Travis Kelce
number
is
one.
under him. And then, Knox, which you guys didn't remember, I didn't name. Shazer, that's how you say him, from the Cowboys. Waller. Yeah, that's who they got. Waller, Gesicki. Y'all didn't mention Gesicki. Good. Kyle Pitts. Hawkinson. It's a good tight end. Noah Fant.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry. It's the top 10 that they got.
He's
ESPN.
super reliable. He gets a lot of targets.
ESPN got the numbers. That's what I like. ESPN got numbers. That's what we like.
Marking the right positions when he catch the ball too.
Right,
So they always seem to put him in the right spot.
All right. I'm going with ESPN list. Mark Andrews is still number 2 on the list. I'm going this list. Right. You got Travis, Mark, Kittle, Gronk, Kyle Pitts at the top 5. Hawkinson, some dude named Pat Freeman from Pittsburgh. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Some dude from Philly. Mike Gesicki is 8, and then
Forster, I really like Mike Gesicki in Miami.
Yeah, Forster. Don't know how to pronounce his last name. Bad with names. From the Raiders, I think. Oh no.
Ertz didn't make the top 10.
That's the top 10 that ESPN said would, but this is I think proficiency. PPR.
Dang, they ain't giving Zach Ertz no love.
Zach Ertz is 14.
Wow.
Yeah, we talking about proficiency here.
Yeah, like I said, Mark Andrews, he's super reliable. He's super consistent.
But that's that's all I'm saying is he's got to be a top tight end in this league. I mean, he's no Kittle, because Kittle is a monster, bro. This nigga drag you down the field. Kittle will drag you down the field. But let's move on. We spent too much time on Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. So San Fran versus Seattle. Seattle gets their first win since Russ returns.
I picked Seattle. Yeah.
I picked San Fran to win, but Seattle goes in, bust their bunkie.
Once I saw Debo wasn't playing,
49ers definitely missed Debo.
That gave me all I needed to know right there.
Definitely missed him. But they still had a chance, man. They still had
2
a chance.
interceptions from Gronk. You can't do that. Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
That last one really
catches
cost
for
him the game.
181 yards. Who said that your tight end can't be your number 1 receiver?
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
And I thought you got to be one of those type of talents if you're going to be the number 1. That's what I was saying. Like a Kittle or Travis Kelce, those are guys are like legit number 1. If they're your number one receiving options on the team, you can win a Super Bowl with that. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Mark Andrews being your number 1.
Let me pose a question. Do you guys think Russell Wilson stays in Seattle after this year?
No. He's gone.
Unless they can get some nice pieces and free agency that'll keep Russ in there. Unless they can get a piece to keep him happy.
Seattle.
I think he's done. I think DJ Metcalf is done there too. DK Metcalf.
I don't like DK Metcalf. I'm not a big
he's too much of a diva. He's too much of a diva.
Yeah, he's way too much of a diva.
He dropped too many passes.
Someone that ain't done shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. They crown people too fast, and DK Metcalf was one of those guys they crowned too fast just because the potential of his talent. And that's why I don't like, as a fan, going off of somebody's potential. I like going off of what they're doing. Like, if we look at Cade Cunningham in the NBA, you can tell by the eye test, and you don't even have to look at his numbers. You can tell by the eye test, and this is where opinions is formed, his numbers and eye test. You can tell that he has the potential to be a great basketball player. But when you look at what he's doing now, he is a good basketball player. Like, when you look at, so that's what I go off. I try not to look into the future, because you can end up with somebody like Sam Bowie. So you can end up with somebody like Sam Bowie. Like, Drafted
But
him
if
over
you look at
the
you look at a
greatest
player
of
like
all
him,
time.
and look at a player like AJ Brown. Like
Well,
that's
you can
that's the
have
type of receiver that
Mark
you want.
Sanchez.
They came in the same draft, the same type of guy, the same draft. One receiver was right after the other one. Feel me?
Yeah.
And AJ Brown, not I know he's a Titan, but not just Titans biasy, but that's exactly how you wanna present yourself to the league. And that's how you want to present yourself as a number one option.
I gotta add a
Who's
picture
that?
to the wall. Jacobs.
Are we not going?
I gotta add Jacobs to the wall. Brandon Jacobs.
The highlight to DK Metcalf's career is not even on his side of the ball. It was on defense.
That
Yep.
hawk down.
That's the highlight of your career, and it wasn't even on your side of the ball. Like, come on.
But
Nah,
that
that's
shows you the
true.
type of determination he can play. Like if he played with that type of determination on the offensive end, he'll be a monster and just cut down on the diva attitude. But he letting his attitude get in the way of a success and his play on the field, and it's really hurting that team.
He definitely got to change that. DK is not the same, as he came in. It is definitely affecting his game, and it's either he's gonna leave or they're gonna trade him, and that's what I see coming for DK. Same thing with Odell. He's not doing the same type of antics, but he is. It's like that Odell, Josh Newman. He going around pushing everybody. I mentioned it on another episode. Everybody that walked up to him, he made sure he put a hand in their damn face. Like you can't do that type of stuff. Then you get kicked out the game, and then you try to get back in the damn huddle. Like you can't do that stuff. Those antics ain't for the NFL. And if you don't get your stuff together, they will kick you out. So,
but really quick, where Odell sort of gets a little bit more of a pass than I would give DK is because even with all of this going on, even with the play with Odell and his play, he's still the second most popular player in the NFL.
Yeah.
So he's still a main attraction. He's still a money grab. So I think teams will look at that, especially when you're trying to build a fan base. I think team would be more reliant to take a guy like him rather than a DK Metcalf.
Right, I agree. But our last game for Sunday was Kansas City versus Denver, and I said on last episode, Kansas City whoops Denver, and Kansas City whooped Denver. They did.
No, they didn't whoop them.
Yes, they did.
They didn't whoop them. The score might say that they got whooped.
They
but it was
10 points. It was 10-0 in the first, 3-10 in the second, 13-3 in the third, and 22-9 in the fourth.
The Broncos had a lot of opportunities to score. It was just the turnovers. Teddy Bridgewater, they had some turnovers. They had some fumbles that really cost them. They were in position to score a lot of times.
I'll give them that.
They played great. They played outstanding. They
had
held to
Patty on my
184
damn
yards.
fantasy team, and
No
I think
touchdown.
he only got me like 10 points, bro. That's so bad.
He didn't throw one touchdown yesterday. 29 passes, 184 yards. He did have a rushing touchdown, but that was in the first quarter.
I got this
and
guy.
Then he just died down after that.
This guy I'm playing in fantasy this week. This in my second one.
Chiefs defense is becoming very, very impressive lately.
He got 3 players left today.
Hey, I think the league is starting to figure out Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City.
Yeah,
Andy Reid needs to get on it.
Patty made me
They got to get on it. They got to reinvent themselves, man.
Patty made me
lose. They take that play into the playoffs. It's a wrap.
Davis went out. In my first one, I still won though, right? Oh, it's just the dude that could beat me. Oh yeah, this the dude that can beat me. He got 3 people left in tonight's game. And all he needs is like 20, 30 some points. So I'm kind of scared because he got Knox, he got the kicker from Buffalo, and then he got Buffalo defense. So I'm hoping New England smacks Buffalo tonight in the worst way so this guy don't beat me in fantasy.
Oh man, I just say I'm hoping that the Bills win, man. Let's get the Titans at the top first.
Oh no, I got New
England
winning too. Man. So I got New England winning. Tighten up.
Let's get the Bills win, man. Tighten up.
I got
the Titans back on top, baby. Come on, man.
Listen,
I think the Bills gonna bring them down to earth. They're gonna bring that all of that.
In my fantasy, I forgot the time of my draft. All right, so my team was auto drafted, and I'm in first place. I'm in first place. I'm fucking the league up. Thank you, CPU. I'm over here messing the league up. Like they can't touch me. I'm 10-2, about to be 11-2. Them niggas like 8-5. They can't touch me.
Oh, you cheating?
gotta let the computer do it. Like, but
I
yeah,
honestly
we
think
got we gotta
I
look
honestly
forward.
think they're gonna split their series. I think they're gonna split the games.
They're gonna split
I
them.
think Buffalo wins tonight, and then New England wins when it goes to Foxborough.
Nah, New England gonna win in Buffalo's house because Bill Belichick gonna will it. He's Master Yoda. He gonna use the Force. And Mac Jones, y'all been talking so highly of Mac Jones lately, man. Y'all making me go for him, bro. I got to root for Mac Jones now because of you guys. And I'm a Giants fan. I don't like the Patriots thanks to Tom Brady. You understand what I'm saying?
Is that the Patriots? I just think that the offense is too vanilla to be that successful throughout the whole season. They really don't do anything. To try to trick. There's no trick plays. They're really just trying to get that middle open for them, give them a nice pocket, a nice cushion. They do the third down. They're good on third down. They dink and dunk when they have to. They really don't put him in positions where he has to take too many chances, especially going down the field. He's not that accurate throwing down the field. He did have a touchdown against the Titans throwing deep, but that comes far by none. He was the week before. He had, I believe, an interception, and he had 3 incompletions throwing down the field, and one of them was an interception. So I think that eventually some teams will figure them out on offense. It's good as the defensive are. I think that coming down the stretch, teams are gonna get harder. They're gonna play them tougher, and especially those division games, man. Those division games are tricky at the end of the year, so you never know what you're gonna get out of it. I think they still got to see the Dolphins, I believe. So they still it's not going to be no easy run at the end.
Yeah, those ain't gonna be no walk in the parks.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely gonna tighten up at the end. Is KC back? That's the question, Drake. KC back? Is Kansas City back?
Is Kansas City back? I'm still holding my judgment on that. The defense is impressive. I was just telling Uncle Frank that the defense has been looking very impressive lately, but that offense, Patrick Mahomes, they better get it together. So that's my reason for saying they're not officially back yet. Because if they don't get that offense together, like we're familiar with, they're gonna mess around and catch a team in the playoffs, and they may be one and done, which would be very shocking. So they better get it together.
Frank, Dame Todd's out, Bam out of bio, thumb surgery, and Booker out for the Suns. Which one's more important?
Bam. Bam. I think their defensive, you can see the Heat defensive rating is higher when Bam is on the court. They score more when Bam is on the court. I don't think teams fear them in the paint when Bam is not on the court. When Bam that presence isn't there, they still got Jimmy Butler out. So on top of Bam, they still got that to worry about. So it definitely hurts them a whole lot more.
Dre, the Bucks are 9-10 in their last 10 games. Are they on the way up? They're in 4th place, I think, or 3rd, 4th or 3rd. The Bucks back? Yeah, the Bucks back.
I mean, they never went nowhere. They defend the champs, so they're gonna always be there.
Good answer.
They defend the champs. I mean, they had their growing pains because they had some injuries, but Giannis is creeping up somewhat in the MVP conversation right now. I don't have him winning, but he's creeping up in the conversation.
Yeah, Katie
it's still
Steph if anybody else get it,
it's still Steph's for the taking. Steph got it right now.
If Steph don't get it, I think Katie gets it, and that's the 2 I think is at the top. Uncle Frank, Wizards 4-6 in their last 10. I think they dropped to like 9th, 10th place. Are they falling?
They definitely having some slippage on the defensive end. Like they haven't been tightening things up on the defense. They've been giving up, I believe, like 117 points in the last couple games, and the last couple games losing. So they definitely slipping. But the East as a whole is like beat up, and it's so COVID hit. And I mean, they still have a chance to stay afloat. They just got to sharpen things up on the defensive end. I don't expect them to be no more than what they are right now, really.
All right.
No less.
We're at the end of the show, man. So we're gonna finish up with final thoughts. We're gonna start with our guest, Dre. Dre, what's your final thoughts, man?
My final thoughts is, I mean, I'm not sure if y'all follow women's basketball, but get well soon to Paige Belkers. Hopefully, I'm saying her last name right, from UConn. She sustained a gruesome non-contact knee injury, and honestly, a few seconds left in the game. I don't understand why the fuck she was in the game in the first place, but that's
man, that's crazy.
That's when you overcoach him. But I know why he did it, because he wanted to stick it to the Notre Dame coach, because they've always had this love-hate relationship. So I guess he figured he wanted to stick it to her, but that ain't the time to do it. The game is a blowout. Why is that girl still in the game? Y'all won. What are you trying to prove? And now, because of that, you might have just lost your chance of winning the national championship, because without her, Lady UConn is not winning. So they better hope when them MRIs come back, I'm hoping it's just a hyperextended knee. But if it's anything worse than that, UConn can just kiss their season goodbye, because they're not winning without her.
Frank, final thoughts.
3 quick little final thoughts. One, it's been a great 2 weeks for Michigan football.
That's my team.
Michigan
Let's
fans.
go, Harborough.
I'm trying to tell you, look, man, it's been a great couple of weeks for us, man. We've been living in bliss, man. We deserve this. Being the loyal fans that we've been, Michigan, we've been holding, waiting on this moment for a while now. So I apologize. I'm gonna get another call again. Congrats to Devonta Davis on a great fight last night. He needed that type of fight. It went 12 rounds. He wound up getting a unanimous decision. I think the numbers were wild. I think the fight was definitely a lot closer than what it was.
Was it like 112, 119?
Yeah, one of them was 116 and 112. Like, that was just, I don't know what fight that judge was watching, but that was just crazy. And my last point is, Lakers fans, we got some easy work coming up. We got the Boston Celtics coming up.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey,
we got some easy work coming up. So y'all
Bird said you gonna eat your words. Bird said you gonna eat your words.
Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, tune in. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock. My Lakers are going. We
beat y'all already.
Season start. I know y'all definitely got our first, but I don't think Bron played that first game. I'm not sure.
Bron can play. We still.
Bron is back the second game. So Lakerland, we about to shake everything off. Our run starts tonight. I'm putting this down. Our run starts tonight.
Then y'all lose to the Kings.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Our run starts tomorrow night.
Y'all beat the mid-teams.
We're going on a 5-game win streak. You heard this first from me.
Don't listen to Uncle Frank.
A 5-game win streak. Come and talk to me at the end of the 5-game win streak. Or with that 5-game win streak is broken.
Twitter, I'm the guy from the future.
I got a free gift card for anybody. I got a free gift card for any one of you guys if that 5-game win streak is broken.
It's gonna be broken tonight. It's not even gonna start, and then you gotta give me my $5 gift card.
See.
Yo, can I give one more final thought?
Go ahead, Dre.
Shout out to Coach Prime at Jackson State University for winning.
Sir, shout out Prime.
Yeah, gotta
congrats.
Shout out Coach Prime.
Win for all black colleges, man. Hopefully they can start attracting some real top talent like they used to do back in the 60s and the 70s, where all of the top great NFL players was coming from those all black colleges. Hopefully they can get some of that talent back going. Definitely shout out to Prime.
Salute Coach Prime.
And that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching another episode of From the Sideline, man. We want to thank Dre for stopping by and giving us his time, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Plans changed, short notice. These guys came through. It's all I can ask for. It's really appreciated over here. I did go to bed early to make sure, I got things ready. And sorry Pete couldn't finish the show. He did have something to do, so we'll see Pete on the next show, which is Friday. It comes out Saturday. I gotta start saying the date. It comes out Saturday show. And we're gonna see you guys. Peace.
Peace.